Welcome to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.
Hi, everybody. I'm spiritual medium and psychotherapist and author Kellee White, and welcome to Ask Me Anything on February 5th, 2026. It's been quite a week, right? Quite a week, and I have lots to say as per usual. Let me say hi to a few people. Hi, Melissa. Is it true that the focus remains on live in the moment energy? Yes, if you can stay in the live energy, that's the best place to be. And is there anything going on in February 11th because that's your mom's birthday? Well, it's right before the eclipse, so I would think anybody that's born between, well, we'll say now because we're in the eclipse energy, and frankly, through probably mid-March, because the second eclipse, the first one is the 17th of February, the second one is March 2nd going into the 3rd, so we'll say a week or two after that. So this is heavy-duty eclipse energy. So I would think anybody who's in this path will have great change. So there you go. Hi, Sherry. You've not slept well in a few days for those past few days. I've heard that from a lot of people. Eclipse energy, it's you can feel it. It starts to shake people up. And so then their minds start to get activated, and it makes it a little more challenging. Plus the news these days, oh my God, it could make it impossible. So let's see here. The oddest thing happened. She said, I walked into a room and suddenly music started playing. Oh, that's so sweet. And she said, a vulture flew 2 circles over my head and then left. Well, Sherry, don't forget the birds, they all feel this energy too. Every soul feels this energy. And the music was Take My Hand by Dido. Great. Hi, Jean. You're so wonderful with the lemons. And she says, thanks for sharing your wisdom. Oh, and I will talk about some tips for this energy. Hi, Stacy. Yes, it's time to buckle up. That's what I said on my astrology when I wrote my astrology report, because this is a big energy. Hi, Mrs. Shipono. Hi, Angela. Hi, Sarah Stone. Hi, Jen. I loved that. What was it? A Chat GPT cartoon figure of you and your husband. I just loved it. I got to take a peek at that. Yeah. So Michelle, who does my social media, had some fun with the Chat GPT cartoon phase thing that's going around. I asked Don, I said, does that look like me? He goes, no, not at all. So there you go. Hi, Rita. You just are recovering from surgery. It's tough right now. It will turn out okay. I'm going to send you lots of love and healing, Rita. I love you, honey. Thanks for joining us tonight. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Snowy Owl Intuitive Services. Now, I have to say, everybody, on Sundays, Michelle from Snowy Owl Intuitive Services, you can find that on Facebook. She does a wonderful, every 2 weeks, she does a meditation. And then in the next week, so it'll be this Sunday, she'll be pulling a card. And it's just wonderful. And I have to tell you guys, I had the best Sunday. That last Sunday that we had, it was the full moon. It was interesting for me because in my Vedic astrology chart, my natal moon was at 18 degrees and the moon in Cancer. And this moon on Sunday that we had was also at 18 degrees in Cancer. And so I wondered how it would affect me. And I started off my day with I have this app called Whispers of the Soul. And if you would like to join, you can find it on my website. And it's wonderful people have signed up for this. And we get together every other week. And we do it's called Friday. We do a 5 o'clock somewhere. And so actually tomorrow we will have our 5 o'clock somewhere. But it was so fun because different people have different talents that are in this group. And Maggie, I have to say thank you so much, Maggie, for doing this wonderful. She did a Qigong class with us. And it was on Sunday. And the energy was so wonderful. And it just kept my day was flowing. It was so peaceful when you practice Qigong that's so peaceful. So I will say this, everybody. One of the tips I'm going to give you is we have to get Maggie to do another class with us. She's amazing. But to study or to even just go find a Qigong class, you can find them online. It's a tip that I have to tell you, it just brings peace and calm to the soul, to the body, to the mind. That is one tip that I will talk about. I think it would be a good one. But anyway, I want to thank you again. We have a lot of really just wonderfully kind people in our group. So join us if you feel like it. We are there. So hi, sweet cherry wine. That reminds me of a Neil Diamond song, Red, Red Wine. And hi, Marge. Hi, Ann Margaret. Oh my gosh. Yes, Ann Margaret, you did call us out on that post that we did for fire for the feng shui class. And you're right, Ann Margaret, that was not my brand. You're absolutely right on that. I wanted to tell you, you are correct. And it's not Julianne's either. However, it was trying to get people's attention. So we do have to have some fun along the way here. But it was a good call, what you said, because it got my attention too. And also, we do have a class on this Saturday for Feng Shui with Julianne Siegel, and I'll talk a little bit about it later. But boy, it's going to be a wonderful class. You can already feel the energies right now, right, of the eclipse and in Feng Shui, or in the Chinese New Year, which is February 17th, the day of that eclipse. So when there's a Chinese New Year, a lot of things change, especially in Feng Shui. So join us if you are up for that, because I think that would be good. So I'm going to go into some Vedic astrology here, because we have a transformative month. And even actually, before I even get to that month, I do want to say a couple of things, because what a week. I mean, it's like I only talked a week ago, and what happened in this last week? I mean, I was stunned when I heard about Catherine O'Hara. I was just floored. I met her one time. She was with my mom for many years, and she was a fascinating woman and wonderful and kind and everything you'd ever want to say. She was just a wonderful soul. So I was stunned that she passed away, really stunned by that. Probably my favorite probably one of my favorites actresses, but certainly comedic actress. So, and then Savannah Guthrie's mom missing? I mean, what? So just because I was curious and I didn't have time to go into the destiny chart, I just kind of glanced at Savannah's birth date, and she's December 27. And that's a 4 of Hearts. 4 of Hearts is all about family. Family is everything. Like whatever she would accomplish, it wouldn't matter. Family is everything. So I really am on the prey wagon with that. I so hope that they find her, because I can't fathom the kind of trauma that family is going through. I mean, it's horrific, just horrific. So the next thing I want to mention before I go into astrology is that there was a wonderful video of Jean, of Mavis Patilla's wife, Jean Else. And Jean did a video. She was interviewed, and it was a wonderful interview. And the interview was about Mavis, what kind of person Mavis Patilla was, who was the wonderful medium, who was a dear, dear friend of ours. Just adored Mavis. I just loved her. So if you get a chance, you can go to my social media and watch this video. It's so good. And Mavis was just an icon in the spiritual world. She was a leader. She was so humble and really taught mediumship and spirituality, really, of life. I mean, I could listen to Mavis all day long. And I was lucky enough to call her a dear friend, and she did mentor me. And she was a dear, dear friend. And when I first met her, how we all came to meet Mavis was, at least in the United States, it was James Van Praagh. James went to go see her. I think she was teaching at Arthur Findlay, as I remember the story. And James was invited by, I think it was Gordon Smith, who said to him, I want you to see one of my my teachers. I want you to see my mentor, my teacher, which was Mavis. And so he was in England and he saw her, and it was just as soon as he met her, he knew. He said, I've got to bring her back to the United States. And he did. And when he brought her back to the United States, he said to me, you've got to come. You've got to come. You've got to be here to meet her. You'll love Kellee. You'll love her. And so they were doing a demonstration. And I think it was either 2011 or 2012. This goes back a bit. And so I drove to Laguna Beach to see them. And I was in the bathroom. And as I was walking out of the bathroom and she was walking into the bathroom, she stopped me and she said, you're Kellee. You're Kellee. I'm here to meet you. I wanted to meet you. And I'm like this. I just wanted to meet you. Like, oh my gosh. And she said, I'm going to help you. She said, I'm going to help you. She said, you're here to do what James is doing. You're here to be a medium. And I'm going to help you with philosophy and spirituality. And she did. And she really did. I mean, we had deep, deep, deep conversations. We traveled all over the world together. I miss her terribly. So this video, if you get a chance, watch this video because Jean is brilliant in it. And if she didn't have Jean, I think Jean did so much for her. Jean was just, when you do this kind of work, you need somebody to be grounded to do the logical things day to day, you know? It's very helpful. I have Dawn, and it's very, very helpful. So, and I have to tell you that Dawn and Mavis were inseparable. If they were together, forget about it. That was it. And you know what they had in common? Besides the love of music, which was huge with Mavis, huge. They had in common irons and ironing. Yes, Dawn loves to iron. He had a special iron. He still has a special iron. Mavis had her special iron, and they would talk about this. It was just a wonderful thing. Anyway, just wanted to bring that up. So let's talk about astrology. So in Vedic astrology right now, we have a stellium of planets in Capricorn. So we've got Mars in Capricorn in Vedic astrology. We have the Sun in Capricorn. We have Venus in Capricorn. We have the Mercury and the Moon and Pluto all in Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn. So I wanted to talk about that because Saturn is the planet of karma, and it's ruled by Saturn. And a stellium can trigger all kinds of significant karmic lessons that really can be quite huge here. And so it's just really important that we remember Capricorn also rules government and old systems and responsibility and structure, okay? But then I'm going to talk about in just a few days, we move into that stellium of Capricorn moves into Aquarius. And guess what? In Vedic astrology, Aquarius is still ruled by Saturn. Now, in Western astrology, it's ruled by Uranus. But in Vedic astrology, it's ruled by Saturn. So what does that mean? Because when all these planets move into Aquarius, we're going to look at a radical shift here. And that's in humanity. So we're going to see all kinds of things this month play out. This month and the next month really play out here. Because Aquarius has a radical way of thinking. It thinks differently. It thinks progressively. So also, because it's ruled by Saturn, there will be many things that will be unavoidable and maybe an intense focus on these Aquarian themes. And that Aquarian themes that we're headed into are a collective consciousness and humanitarianism. So it's like it looks at group social issues, at welfare, at global concerns, the betterment of humanity. So there's a strong awareness of this, okay, and a concern for community. So it also brings innovation and progress, heightened ideas, scientific breakthroughs, those kind of things. And it also brings social reform and revolution. So I really feel that when I haven't even gotten to the eclipse yet. This is like leading up to the eclipse. This is foreplay going up to the eclipse. And so it brings social reform and revolution. And it's this desire to improve or reform, if you will, society. So this is, and because it's got this Saturn influence, there's a karma to this too. So certain people will probably be drawn to helping make changes. So here we go. That's how this month begins. And let's see. First, I want to say this. On today is February 5th. So today, Venus in Vedic astrology transits into Aquarius. So Venus is the first one to leave Capricorn to move into Aquarius. And that will mean that relationships will probably start to either open up or change, or more freedom will be involved in relationships when Venus goes into Aquarius, which starts today and it's there until March 1st. So it's there during the first eclipse, which is February 17th. On February 12th, the sun moves into Aquarius. So if you were born between February 12th and March 14th in Vedic astrology, you are a true Aquarius. And that will bring all kinds of original thinking, unconventional ideas. It will also bring a rebellious streak, if you will, to challenge these outdated norms and these old systems. I mean, that's really what we're going to be seeing here. And then on February 17th, this is a big one. And this is the energy. We're already in the energy of the eclipse. You can already feel the energy, right? This is, I mean, weird things are happening. Weird things happen during eclipses. And a solar eclipse is in it for 6 months. A lunar eclipse, which is coming up on March 2nd, into the day of March 2nd and into the 3rd of March 3rd. Lunar eclipse, things happen quickly, almost within a week or so, maybe even 2 weeks, but things happen. But in eclipse, the energy just takes about 6 months. So you may not know necessarily what is coming up for that, but it's a big deal here. In fact, you know what? Let me just tell you about eclipses now that I think about this, and then I will get into some tips about it. But what eclipses bring, just on a general level, so when I talk about the eclipse, you'll understand, they bring sudden and unexpected changes. So maybe events that seem to come out of nowhere. Okay, and they often push us out of our comfort zones. They bring revelation sometimes and truth about things. So anything that's been hidden or issues that you've had tend to surface, okay? And it's almost like you have to confront the reality that maybe you've avoided. Eclipses bring us back to a path that we're supposed to be on. Because the idea is when we come to Earth, we have plans in place, we have things, and then there's going to be a whole shit show that happens. And after the shit show, we have to somehow get back and find our way, okay? That's how Earth works. It's a giant shithole. And then we have to figure our way out. But it's important because then we start to get tracked into where we're supposed to be, okay? Then also there's, with an eclipse, with both of these eclipses, there'll be a lot of emotional intensity. So heightened emotions, mental agitation. So watch if you start to get agitated, try not to take it out on somebody, of course, unless they deserve it. I get that. But it could bring anxiety, and it can be restlessness. Sherry, to your point, people have trouble sleeping often. They can during an eclipse phase. So it also brings what I'm going to call as karmic activation. And that a karmic activation would be obstacles or challenges that you need to go through, like the things that you maybe have tried to avoid, but you couldn't avoid them. So they lead us to experiences that offer our opportunities for growth, okay? And if I really think about this, on July 31st in the year 2000, there was an eclipse. And that eclipse activated my karma or my karmic path because 1 week later, I had my head injury. That's right. So it is a powerful time for shedding old identities. So this is a solar eclipse. The solar eclipse helps you shed the old identities, helps you release your ego, your attachments, and then it helps you reconnect with your authentic soul's purpose, which is exactly what happened to me. Was it fun? No, it was not. But I would not be here had that not happened. I would like not to ever have to go through that again. However, I'm on the other side of this now, and I learned so much. So I thank the experience because I learned so much. So it's just really important that eclipses are opportunities. Think of them this way, and this is a tip, that they're opportunities for your spiritual growth. And while they are challenging, they are considered really potent times for deep introspection, purification, and rapid spiritual evolution if you approach it consciously. And if you're conscious, you're ready to make some changes for growth. You're well with this. They also can bring, and often do bring, endings which bring new beginnings. Okay, so just kind of remember that. And then I'll go into some tips a little bit later as we talk about this new moon annular solar eclipse, which is at 4 degrees of Aquarius in Vedic astrology. Actually, in Western astrology, it's also in Aquarius at a different degree, in the nakshatra called Dhanishta. And this is rare and it's powerful, and they call it a mega eclipse because we have 5 planets in Aquarius at the same time. We've got the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Venus and Rahu. They will all be in Aquarius at that time. So that makes it a very intense window. So eclipses are important because, again, they help shift our awareness. So I think it's really, really important. This did a nakshatra called Dhanishta. The nakshatra is a celestial house, and it's ruled by Mars. Mars can bring violence and conflict. So eclipses bring out hidden, and when it's in Aquarius, it's about humanity, which is what I've been talking about. And this eclipse will influence the way we view mankind. And Mars is exalted in Capricorn, and it is conjunct in Pluto. So this will bring a lot of transformation, and this will also put attention on world leaders. And it's an intense eclipse with a lot of conjunctions happening at the same time. So it's a very powerful eclipse. Rarely will you hear me go on and on about an eclipse. I love it to follow eclipses, but this is a big one. February 17th, also at the same time, is Chinese New Year, and it's the year of the fire horse, along with the solar eclipse, and also 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's an 11 day. So 11 day in numerology on the 17th of February. 11 is the master number, which is about the teacher. It means having the experiences to be able to teach the experience. So it is a powerhouse day. It's a really rare alignment that the fire horse, or that the Chinese New Year would fall on the same day of a solar eclipse. So it doesn't happen. Last time it happened was in 2009. So this energy is known as a super intense time. And this energy will, break old structures. Old structures will collapse and new ones will be initiated. So the year of the fire horse, and I'll do a whole talking about that at another time, but it is considered extreme. I'll talk about that next week. It is considered extreme, and that sets a period of high passion and potential, a lot of confrontation. So this is going to be a big year. I mean, really a big, big year. And also, that's not enough, between February 17th and February 25th, because this is another reason why it's going to be very intense. Saturn and Neptune conjunct, which means they're next to each other, at exactly 6 degrees of Pisces in Vedic astrology. This is really intense because the last time there was something like this, these planets, I should say, conjunct every 36 years. And so they can bring a lot of floods, a lot of tsunamis, rising oil prices. It could be very intense. Naval disputes around the world. It could be very intense time. And in 1989, when we had this conjunction, although it was in Sagittarius, there was the fall of the Berlin Wall. There were also the Tiananmen Square protests. I don't think I said that right. And also there was the Valdez oil spill. So this is a very powerful conjunction, and that's between February 17th and the 25th. So also on February 18th, the next day, Pluto changes nakshatras. So it was in what's called the nakshatra called Uttarashada, and it enters the Sharavana nakshatra, and that's there until 2035. And that is a whole nakshatra meaning wisdom and guiding others to teach and learning. So even though Pluto represents deep transformation, it also, at this time, when it moves into this new nakshatra, it means the Shravana means the ear, the art of listening, the star of listening. So I really feel that because of that, that there will be changes that people will be able to hear. There'll be some changes that go on in a way where humanity enters like a new phase where nobody can be ignored anymore. They'll have to be listening. This is a really, really important time. And on February 22nd, Mars transits Aquarius. It goes into Aquarius on February 22nd. And it will conjunct Rahu. Now, that is a very intense time as well. So really, I'm going to say between now and all of March will be a very intense time. And that follows, after following the eclipse, Mars, when it enters Aquarius, it's like a rebel without a cause. It will be, what I think I wrote, it's an adrenaline shot to the collective. So this could bring all kinds of disruptive change. I really feel, that's what I was saying, put your seatbelt on. And I think I mean that literally too, certainly when you're driving. Pay attention because people may be out of control. This is a very intense time. It brings up a lot of emotions, a lot of tension, a lot of social justice, these kind of things, and a lot of disruption. Has the opportunity for a tremendous amount of disruption here. So there are more things that go on, but I think I'll just stop. I think I'll stop it there. Stop the madness there. But let me give you some tips during the eclipse. And again, I'll be doing a special video on that. But so here during this kind of energy that is, ramping up. So do some internal work. Okay, maybe reflect and journal. I think it's such a good time to go, all right, what am I getting triggered on? Oh, am I triggered from this? Did something happen in my childhood? Did somebody do this and this? It's really the best time on earth to deal with whatever has held you back or whatever, because don't forget, our time on while we're alive is limited. And so there's that word, but we only have so much time. So you want to do in this lifetime as much as you can. Do as much as you can. Get through as much learn about yourself the best way you can. Peel all those onions off. I think that's what you want to do. So really reflect and journal. Such a good time to analyze your emotions. And then document your insights. This happened and, this is how I feel, and document it. So set intentions, because a solar eclipse, you want to focus on what you want to create or change in the next 6 months. So you want to think like that. This is the kind of thing you want to do. You want to release. For the lunar eclipse, we'll talk about that. That's about letting go of what no longer serves you in a lunar eclipse. But a solar eclipse, you want to set up, what do you want to focus on? Okay. Another thing during this period of time, really listen to your intuition, because your gut feelings, your intuition is going to be heightened right now. And trust it. Trust it. How incredible is that? Stay as positive as possible. Okay. Just remain positive no matter what. This might be challenging for people because it's easy to go down a negative road. Oh, it's so easy. But don't challenge yourself. No, we get through this. I am strong. I am capable. Whatever it is of a mantra that you need, use it. I'm strong. I'm capable. I get through this. We get through this. We prepared for this. We prepared for this. The truth is, we did prepare for this on the other side. You're going to say, well, I don't remember preparing for this. Well, you did. You did. Everybody did. Another thing is practice meditation, practice grounding, because I think that's really important. Again, I was so fortunate that Maggie did this class with us for Qigong. Qigong is amazing. Or if you do yoga, if you can't move, just do in your chair. In fact, for us, there were people in our group that needed to sit in their chair for various reasons. And it was great. Eclipses can be draining too, so allow yourself to be quiet, maybe take a nap when you need to, or sleep. Okay, so these are some of the things that will, again, I'll be talking about this as the time we get a little closer. I'll be talking about that. All right. And I want to make mention of something. I have a class on Saturday with Julianne, which we're really excited about. It's Feng Shui for Life and Work. And if you are feel like joining us, join us. It's upcoming. It's alive. It's Sacred Spaces. And it's going to be so amazing because Julianne has worked so hard with Feng Shui. And she's going to help everybody change your workspace or your home space or something simple. She's got some practical things to do and simple things to do. And we're going to talk about the year of 2026, the year of the fire horse. So it's this Saturday. It's 2 hours. If you purchase it and you can't come to the class, don't worry. We'll send it to you when we're done. Okay. And then on February 17th, on the eclipse, because I just go with the wind with this. I am starting my new show with Dr. Shirley and Pellizzari. Yes, that's right. On the eclipse. Why not? It's called Psychology and the Soul. And we're really excited because, a lot of things are going on and people are getting triggered. So one thing that Shirley and I are going to talk about, we're going to give a lot of tips, a lot of validations. You guys are going to love the show. And it'll be 5:00 Pacific time, beginning every Tuesday, February 17th. And then on March 14th, I have a class called Wisdom and Healing for the Empathic Soul. And I'm going to help everybody who's an empath understand all of this. I've got lots of information. And if you'd like to join me, you can go to my website, and that's on March 14th. I also have some time available on my calendar. So look in February and see, because some people think that it takes a long time to get into me, and sometimes it does. But February seems to be, I have room. So, all right. So think about that. Okay. And go to my website, kelleewhite.com. So I have questions. So here's a question, and I really I'm going to read this briefly. It's from Christina Howden, and it's a really long question. So I'm not going to go into that because Christina, this question really requires more of a session with me. But she says, Kellee, I'm having a hard time right now. It's a battle between my family, the court, and my boyfriend, who's my everything. It's hurting so bad, and I think he's been wrongfully convicted of something that I didn't think happened, and I'm scared and I'm worried. And she goes through this whole thing about this. Then she says, it hits me like a ton of bricks. She said, is there a spiritual input on where this is going? So, Christina, here's what I really want to say about this, and this is how I'm going to answer this. This is why there's so much going on here that this is a session. But I want you to know, and anybody who's listening to this, we are all going to have obstacles in life. We're all going to have deep challenges. And so spiritually, that is what you need to do, is look out and be really honest with yourself. What is going on here? And you might need a therapist to help you through this so you can start seeing things maybe really clearly. So I'm glad you reached out, but this situation, you probably need some help with a therapist with this, because we are all, at some point or another, we all need some help. And it just sounds like there's a lot brewing now. Okay, a lot of, we used to call it grist for the mill. There you go. So Kim Ann Snodgrass, she says, Kellee, this is very funny. It's not funny, Kim. I'm sorry, but you're very funny the way you wrote this. She said, I'm on day 7 of my trial period of living an Amish life with no power and 20-degree temperatures in Tennessee. Oh, honey, I am so sorry that you're going through that. And she says, would an ice storm of that magnitude be a Gandanta? Yeah, I think it was actually during that time, Kim Ann. Honestly, I think it was. It was. And we can also feel the conjunction of the Saturn and Neptune. And Neptune is water. And last July in Texas, when all those at the camp, when those young girls died, uh, that was a Gandanta point at that. And that was also at this same Saturn and Neptune conjunction. So yeah, probably, honey. I hope. Please let us know that you're doing okay with all that. That's a tough one. My producer just said that his he lives in Myrtle Beach, and that it snowed 5 inches there, and they had all kinds of problems. So Lori Delaneva Sherberg, she says, Kellee, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted, and as a Reiki master, I do know how to stay really grounded. Yay, good. I'm sorry you're exhausted. She said, I carry grounding and clearing crystals to clear my energy and the energy of my space. I work at a hospital doing massage and Reiki in our family birth center. And let me tell you, it's been exploding up there with new babies. Well, that means everybody is really working hard. Energy gets intense and it's extremely busy. So I'm helping everybody. I love my job. I'm very happy to come home to peace and quiet. I bet you are. And you love having the fireplace on. And I think that's a great thing. But the reason I wanted to read this, Lori, is I think it's really important that somebody else asked me about this, about being afraid to have babies at this period of time. Because this is a pretty challenging time. And the thing is, these souls, the reason there's so many coming in now, these souls planned to be here at this time. They are like, woohoo! They cannot wait to get here and bring their special energies to Earth at this particular time. And so our role right now is always to lay light, put light everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, think good thoughts, lay light, put light down. And that is how heaven and earth will come together. It's these times, in the most challenging times, to remember you are a light carrier, you're a light worker. You want to remember, you want to leave a legacy of putting light down wherever you can. Okay, and for these new souls that are coming in, they may be babies when they arrive, but they are fully old souls that are coming in. Often, maybe many of them will not be from around here because we may be needing new energies from other galaxies to come in. So if you're going to see, I think, an explosion of babies coming in. So thank you. I really wanted to mention that, and I was glad that you had said that. I think it's important here. So Just Camp Dawn says, Kellee, I had a horrible week. My good friend Cynthia passed, and I am devastated. She was a healthy young woman. Oh, I'm so sorry. Would you please? Oh, I've got chills. She's definitely around you. Definitely. I am so sorry. 47. That's awful. And she was healthy. It's so hard to lose people, and yet, yeah, they do plan for these things, believe it or not. You know, let's get you a card here from her, though. I am so sorry. I've heard a lot of those stories in the last couple of weeks. Here we go. I have no more earthly worries. Okay, so here's the thing. She must have a good sense of humor. And make sure you look for sunflowers, okay, with her. Make sure you look for sunflowers. I did a reading for somebody today, a mediumship reading, and a friend of hers had just died. And I said, I just keep seeing white roses around you, white roses. And she said, oh, that's what when she passed, I brought to her funeral white roses. I said, well, she got the white roses. Hi, Lynn. Here you go. Hi, Renee. She says, beautiful wishes, Kellee and friends. Please, Kellee, I was wondering if you have experienced what many call light codes. I hear them as angels. No one seems to understand this. Very much so, light codes. Yes, Renee. So I work with, we have in our group, we have a wonderful man, and he has given us these light codes, and he is extraordinary. And I'm just spacing on his name right now, but he is so good and talented with these light codes. And he has given them, if we're the same light codes, I'm thinking about that. Dwayne and Elaine. Dwayne, if you're watching this, Dwayne, let me know if the light codes that Renee is asking about are the same as the codes that you have. It may be different, but I could swear they might be the same. But yeah, there is that, Renee. So I'm asking him right now, Dwayne, right now. So we'll see. Hopefully he'll respond. Okay, and if not, Renee, I'll see him hopefully tomorrow because he's part of our group about Whispers of the Soul, and I will find out for you. Light codes. Okay, I'm going to make a note of that. I'm going to do that. Light codes, Dwayne. Okay, thank you for that. Okay, I want to forget that. Okay, so Evie Freedy says, I've never had so many intense dreams. So let's talk about that. What is happening now, and it's happening to me, and it's happening to a lot of people I know. Intense dreams and dreams of people that have been long passed away suddenly coming up. Damnedest thing ever. So I think they're here to remind us that they are helping us, that we're not alone, okay? Yes, and Rogers says, monks remind us to stay in peace. Absolutely. The chaos is the noise to crush. Absolutely. I love that watching the monks. I think they started in, of all places, Fort Worth. I love that. So Teresa Red Eye says, Kellee, my birthday is 11/3, and I was wondering if this is a good time to apply to go back to school for psychology. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my God, yes. Definitely a great time to go back to school for psychology. Great question, and yes. In fact, with an eclipse, again, something new. Something old is usually dropped off and something new begins. And this would be excellent, excellent time for you to go back to go to school for psychology. Yes. Thank you. Love the fire tulips. Thank you. Hi, Brenda. Hi there. Okay, McLean Mayo says, I saw a red cardinal and a hummingbird, and they knocked on my window. Oh, that's really good luck and a message. I mean, the cardinals represent somebody on the other side that's coming to visit us, and hummingbirds bring such joy. And they were trying to get your attention. I think that's great. So Maura says, Kellee, I did not sleep well last night. I also went to a funeral the other night and was tired after. A lot of funerals going on. I remember when it used to be a lot of weddings. It's a lot of funerals. And, again, these are intense kind of times. Oh, here we go, Kellee. This is Elaine and Dwayne. There you go. Here you go. The month. This is what I was just talking about. Oh my God! And everybody, Dwayne wrote a great book called The Kayenta Curse, Kayenta, and Dwayne, is the one that has these codes that I'm talking about. So he says, Kellee, this is Elaine and Dwayne. Thank you so much for all you do. This month has been weird. People are coming into the gallery, so they have a gallery in Sedona. Gallery like zombies. Everyone seems stunned and on autopilot. Okay, give us a card to brighten up our future. Oh, good, you guys are going to be there tomorrow. Yes. I'm so happy. I always love to see you guys. All right, well, I've got chills. Let's do an angel number for you, okay? This is for you guys, Elaine and Dwayne. I'm going to get you a card. Yes, everybody will watch everybody's behavior if you can. And you'll see that people are sleeping. They're just like getting through this energy. Most people are just unconscious about it. They don't know what's going on. But the energy is fierce, this fierce energy. And so you don't want to, you don't want to start a fight with anybody. You just want to be safe like that. Here we go. Ooh, 69, accountability. So accountability. So I know Elaine and Dwayne, you guys always have accountability to everything that you do. Really, you do. And I wonder if that card is about everybody else having accountability for that. For fun, I'm going to look this one up because that is an interesting. Let me see what other insights I have for this one. You can always hit pause. This is a time to step back and rethink your daily habits and practices. Are they serving to bring you peace? You're the one in control of what you do, after all. Take accountability for your actions. Reflection allows you to make the kind of practical changes that create ripples throughout all aspects of life. You are growth focused. Be intentional. There you go. There you go. So be intentional. You guys are. You guys are the best. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Hi, Patty. Lots of Patties. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Sasha. She says, Kellee, or he says, Kellee, hi, and thank you for today's messages. Your mom, Helen's birthday is February 18th. Wow. My sister's is the 20th, and your brother is the 23rd. Holy moly. Okay, let's get you a card, Sasha. That's just a lot for everybody. 272, confidence. Well, have confidence that as the family system changes, possibly, with that energy during this eclipse and these times, I would think there'd be a lot of I almost said challenges, but it probably is what I meant, challenges. But have a lot of confidence for it, because that's an awful lot. Oh my gosh. Hey, Jackie Grace, how are you? Keeping faith, joy, and alive. Oh, good. Okay. Yeah, Patty Contarato says, Kellee, I love your show. Thank you. Do I have any feelings about Nancy Guthrie? I'm really sad also about her. I'm upset over the whole thing. If I look at my phone, I just want to know that it said that she's safe and she's home. That's really what right now I think is to get her back safely. And I have a lot of faith. I do have a lot of faith. And I know, I know that Savannah wrote a book, I believe, on faith. And she and her mother, they're faith-based. And so this could be, just in faith. So I love that everybody's praying for her to come back safely. Yeah, it really shook me up. Really shook me up. So send a lot of prayers to her. Yes, Ann Rogers says, nature will give many reminders to know what is real. Yeah, Laura says, may I have a card for my first grandbaby? He was born yesterday. Oh my gosh, Laura, Mazel Tov. Oh my gosh. And so he was born on the 4th of February. Oh my gosh, Laura, he's a powerhouse. He's an 8 of spades, and you are a 7 of spades. He's definitely, I got chills. He's definitely there for you, Laura. I bet he will be the best grandmother ever. So here we go. So this is these new babies that are coming in. They're fierce. Ooh, you're going to love this line. 2424, unconditional love. And you bring unconditional love to every single thing and every person that you meet. Can you imagine being your first grandbaby? Oh my gosh, that's a big deal. Oh, hi, Carol from Phoenix. Hi, Kellee. Oh, Mona K says, I'm taking your class Saturday. Yay. Oh, you're going to love it. Great. Hey, Terry. Okay. Oh, Patty Campbell says, what do I think about the Venerable Monk's Walk for Peace? I think it's an inspiration, as you said, for everybody. I mean, really, everybody. I think it's the best. Hey, Charlene. I think it's the best. So Mara says, I'm doing my best to slow down. I did not sleep well last night and hoping to sleep better. That I think put yourself in a really good place to sleep. Put yourself in a peaceful place. Maybe do some qigong for, calming the body or breathing. I don't know. There's some things you can do here. Rhonda says, Kellee, hi from Australia. Are there any messages for you? Well, let's see, Rhonda from Australia. Thanks for joining us. Ooh, 4141. Habits. So are there any habits that you want to let go of? I have to tell you, with this eclipse coming up, if you want to make changes, be conscious about them. This is the time to do it. It's really, really the time to do it. Eclipses will help bring change. Okay. Yes, Jackie Grace says walking out in nature, if you walk a lot out in nature, that really does really help you. Maggie Landis. So Maggie is our Qigong teacher, and she's wonderful. She says, Kellee, she just had a wonderful writers class with James. James has this great course for writers. So, I'm so Maggie, I can't wait to hear about it. I think that's so great. Yeah, Charlene, we have a lot of prayers going for Nancy Guthrie too. I agree. Keep those out there. Hey, Gail King, thanks for being you. So thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. Jesse says, Kellee, I love you and I love your show. I have a miniature schnauzer. Okay, these are like one of my favorite dogs. Named Finn, and he has cancer and is showing signs that he may be leaving. I don't know, honey. Let's get you a card. I don't know. I love miniature schnauzers. So it's interesting because my dog Charlotte also has cancer, who went to the doctor today. and what they told us certain signs to look for. So far, we are not seeing those signs. But if he is showing signs that he may be leaving, typically souls tend to leave during an eclipse phase, whether it's a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. That can happen. So let's see. Ooh, 77, purpose. So maybe the purpose for you right now is to keep a good eye on him, and when it's time, you'll know. I just got a yes on that. You'll know when it's time for him. Just like I'll know when it's time for Charlotte, and it's not her time yet. But I love miniature schnauzers. They are the cutest things ever. Oh my gosh. Hey, Tracy. Hello, Kelly. Hello, fellow light workers, right? Okay. Maura, sign up for it. You will love it. Okay, Michelle Felice says, Kelly, life is very difficult. May I have a card? You bet. So 1129. 1129 is not an easy birth date. I have to tell you. It could not have been easy because 1129 is a double 11. And 1129, yeah, is a Four of Hearts. Four of Hearts has a lot to do with family and family situations. And so let's get you a card here, Michelle. 525, reshape. So reshape. So let's look at it this way. Maybe it's to reshape or recommit to yourself or reevaluate things, maybe to make some different choices here with this. And always remember this, that life tends to get better. It's not always, we have moments where it's kind of, like this, little down, and then comes back up. Could be really down, come back up. It's part of Earth. It's this training that we have on Earth to get through everything. So, yeah, Jackie, I loved Catherine O'Hara too. Oh, thanks, Bunny. Thank you, Bunny. Congratulations, Grandma. That's what they're saying to you, Laura. So great. Jackie says, I'm waiting to hear if an offer on a property will be accepted. I should know on Tuesday. This is a good time for big decisions. Actually, you're fine. You're fine. The days that you really don't make big decisions would be actually on that eclipse day. That's what they say. On an eclipse day, we say, don't make any big decisions. Don't start anything. So what am I doing? I'm starting my show with Shirley. That's right. Because Shirley and I are just like dying to get in. So we're going to do it. But big decisions should not necessarily be on the eclipse. But you're fine. February 10th, you're fine. You're fine. Hey, Patrice, how are you, honey? Oh, my gosh. Good to see you. Hi, Terry Picardo says, Kelly, I have a lot of grief right now for myself and my kids. Heavy is the feel. Terry, a lot of people are having a lot of grief right now. They're feeling it for yourself and for your kids. Heavy is the feeling. So honor those feelings. Honor it. Honor the feelings, and then, I want to change the thoughts, from the heavy negative to find whether it's music or anything that soothes you. Start to do that because that's how healing begins. Because the idea is you want to be able to heal during this particular time. Okay? So Kim says, Kelly, I just got an offer accepted on a property today. Oh my God. This camp, I'm sure you are in deep shock when you lose somebody. Jesse says, Kelly, I love your show. Would you please pull a card for Finn? I think I just did that. Okay, yes. Okay, Deborah says she was so real and I could listen to her all day. Her voice resonated in my soul. Are you talking about Mavis? Completely. That is it. You know what? You just said that, Deborah. You're absolutely right. Mavis's voice literally resonated in my soul. That is it. I hear her voice and I went, that's it. And she was such a master teacher. If you guys go to her website, because Jean has classes with with all of Mavis's teaching, and Jean's an incredible teacher herself. And so I think that, look her up because, boy, you guys, you can listen to her. I think it's great. And Maura says, I'm taking James's mediumship too and absolutely love the class. I think that's great. Yeah, and Margaret, you remember Mavis was a real treasure, a real treasure. Yeah, that is the truth. And it was funny. She loved Neil Diamond. And I said, well, then I have a treat for you. So Dawn, got her and Jean wonderful seats in Manchester, actually. And then afterwards, Neil does not do meet. He didn't meet people after a show. He always just went back to his hotel. But Don and all the musicians in the band met with Jean and Mavis for dinner, and they just had the best time ever. All of these musicians, whether their belief was this or not, they were enthralled with Mavis. They had the best time. It was one of the best nights of her life. She had so much fun. And frankly, they all had the best time. To this day, they still talk about it. So I think that was such a sweet thing. Okay, Melanie Cat says, Kelly, can I get a card? I've been thinking about what direction to go in my life. Let's get you a card. 666, reflect on it. So that is a time to really go into reflection about what it is. But here's the thing, Melanie. This eclipse is going to bring change. So start thinking about what it is that you've wanted to do. Allow yourself to start thinking what it is that you would always wanted to do. Okay? Think like that. And Ellen, right now, she says, I'm tired and not interested in doing anything. That's a lot of people right now feeling that. But I'll say this too, before I forget. The year of the fire horse, I'm going to tell you what, on that 17th, it lights some passion up. Whether you're a horse or not, it just lights something in. The energy almost becomes electric. And all of a sudden, you may have no interest in doing a damn thing right now. And then all of a sudden, whoosh, that energy comes speeding through. Okay, so yeah, Rocky Valentine's Week, Debbie Erickson. Good call on that. Probably. Make it simple. Have no expectations. How's that? Have no expectations. But it's the funny thing is again, this fire horse is all about passion and bringing energy. So yeah, I bet I can only imagine. Hey, Joni Gibson, March 5th. Can you have a card? Yes, you can, honey. So your birthday is right at the second eclipse. So, Joni, I would think that life would change. Here we go, 222 in alignment. So what eclipses do, they get us in perfect alignment, which is kicking and screaming all the way. However, we can do that. Anna Ochoa says, Kelly, ever since I changed my focus from being angry at things that are happening to loving the wonderful and great people who are trying to make the world better, things have started going well in my life. Okay, Anna, I'm going to get you a card just for that. That's one of the greatest things that anybody could ever do or say. So thank you, Anna, for that. Oh, 1212 choices. So you had a choice, and that's the choice you made. Bravo, honey. Bravo. Seriously, you get my full attention on that one. Because you have to change your thoughts to change a situation. You've got to change your thoughts. You've got to have positive thoughts. That's just how this happens. Nancy Nanva says, Kelly, hello, hope you are well. I have just lost 2 brothers in 6 weeks. Oh, honey, I am so sorry. You just lost one February 3rd and then on December 26th. Oh, Nancy, that's too much loss. That's a lot of loss, honey. I'm so sorry. Let's get you a card, honey, just from this pile. It says, I am so much better now. So whatever, look for rainbows, because I'm sure they will be reaching out to you, and at least know that they're together. Okay. When families go like that, they're always together. Okay. Gosh, honey, I am so sorry that, that happened. That's a lot. Oh my gosh. Golly, that is just so much. So yeah, there's a lot going on. So I want everybody to just take a breath, or 2 or 10. Just practice. I'm telling you, Qigong. That's the way to go. I was calm all day. Maggie, you're a genius. And if you decide to do a class for the public, I will promote it. So you just let me know. All right, everybody. So have a good week. Good thoughts. Think positively. Take a break when you need to. I think it's very important that you take a break when you need to. Okay? We'll get through all of this. We always do. We'll get through all of this. Okay? So take care, my friends. I'll see you next Thursday, and then a week from Tuesday, Shirley and I will start our show. So I think you guys will love that too. Shirley's the best. All right, everybody. Take care, my friends. See you next week.
You've been listening to Ask Me Anything, featuring spiritual medium and psychotherapist Kellee White.